Alright, thanks for tuning into Leading Forecast. I'm Swift Lead Forecaster Joseph Cooper, and tell you what, it's getting a little interesting for the next few days here. It's spring, it's April 1st, and it looks like we're really going to usher in spring with some good severe weather here potentially. So tell you what, everybody's kind of eyeing this next storm that's going to take, or is taking shape, I should say, going on over. You can see storm taking shape out here in the west. A lot of rain, snow showers here out across Idaho, Montana, even down into California. Goodness, starting to get some showers across there, and then out across the east here we have some showers and snow showers across the higher elevations with the cold front that's coming through there, and a little bit of a system coming through the plains here, as you can see, with some showers across Nebraska and Iowa. Getting on over Storm Prediction Center, guys, they're saying see text out across the east coast here, across the Carolina area, and then we also have a sea text out across the Utah and Nevada area, across Salt Lake City area here today, as some storms could be gusty out there today. Going on over tomorrow, slight risk of severe weather now extending all the way from pretty much northern Texas, Oklahoma, up across Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, even Arkansas getting in on that. So tomorrow looks to be an interesting day across the Missouri, Illinois area, I think. In fact, you can see 30% risk in the hatched area there, the blue hatched area being significant potentially out across eastern Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. And in fact, tomorrow there's one area I think in particular that's going to be a little bit more harder impacted. We'll talk about that in a second. So here we go, low pressure low pressure system. One down across central Kansas. We have another one I think that develops probably up across Iowa. The key I think tomorrow may be this low pressure system that gets going up across Iowa or northern Illinois, depending on which model. This is the NAM run tomorrow. And you can see this is by 0Z, a little bit of precip breaking out across western Illinois, eastern Iowa, northern Missouri here. And that's going to be, I think, our primary target tomorrow. I think where that precip breaks out, it's really going to get into some favorable air. 500 millibar chart tomorrow, you can see the trough coming in. Unfortunately, this is a positive trough. You know, if it went negative, we'd be having a outbreak of amazing proportions tomorrow if this was a negative tilted trough. But unfortunately, it's not. You know, we're still staying positive with it, and you know, positive isn't always good in storm chasing. Getting on over severe weather threat tomorrow, you can see I've drawn this up. Majority of the area, this is where I think is going to be greater impacted. And then this blue area down here, I think this is going to be your greatest tornado potential. A lot of good perimeters coming up through that area. You got 65-degree dew points, which is plenty sufficient enough for tornadoes. Really good. You know, all your helicity and your cape and stuff, really good out through that area. And so that's why I think the Quincy, Kirksville, maybe up towards Bloomington, even up towards Davenport, might have a more of an enhanced tornado threat tomorrow. And especially if we can get that surface low going, we may see an even better chance of tornadoes tomorrow. There's a lot of variables that are still yet to be seen, you know. But you know, if there's one thing I've learned this year, it seems like the models are underdoing the Cape. You know, it seems like every time we've seen Cape explode this year, and the models are only predicting, you know, 750 to 1,000 joules per kilogram, and we've been seeing, you know, explode another 5 to 1,000 joules per kilogram. You know, instead of getting 2,000 or 1750 or 750, you end up getting 1,750. You know, so we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. Then as we get into Monday here, slight risk. The thinner, darker green lines are the Storm Prediction Center. I actually drew up my own lines. I think this is going to be a little bit faster as we progress into Monday. I think the squall line moves through. I think it isn't going to stay as far west and as far as north as they were anticipating on Monday. This moves off. The red area, don't get me wrong, that's not a moderate risk. I just wanted to show that will be probably your severe weather area. Big, your more, the majority or the more extreme events will be down across the deep south there. And then you do have the 30%, basically I-70 in Indiana down through Illinois, and then down across the deep south there. I think that gets moved south as well, because all your severe weather, even though they do get impacted, that'll come through probably later tomorrow night, early Monday morning. So you'll see that in a 12Z outlook instead of a day one outlook. Then Monday 18Z, you can see low pressure center. That is up across the Great Lakes area here. Cold front dragging, storms coming through by late or early Monday afternoon, going through Indiana. And that's going to continue the push off across the east here, and the south gets impacted pretty bad by that. Your trough comes in, starting to get more of a neutral tilted trough, allowing for a little bit better flow. And then as we get into Tuesday, low pressure center up across Canada, dragging cold front along the east coast. East coast probably gets in on some severe weather early Tuesday before it finally moves off here. Colder air sets in the back of it. Here's your trough still going with the positive tilt here, a lot of good flow. But tomorrow looks to be, honestly, I think tomorrow's going to be the better of the 3 days. At first I really thought Monday was going to be, as a lot of people did, but tomorrow everything kind of comes together better. You get a better chance of supercells. I really think we may have more reports on Monday, but the only reason is going to be we're going to have a lot more damaging winds. I think it's going to be more of a linear mode or a line mode on Monday, where tomorrow we might actually see the potential for some supercells and tornadoes. In fact, the GFS model brings an interesting point where it could potentially break storms out across a little farther east in Illinois. If that happens, I think we get into a little bit interesting mode here, because the SREF model has significant tornado parameters out across that area. So there's a lot of different variables that are going to go into tomorrow. So just watch out if you're across that area. Across the severe risk area tomorrow. Watch out. We're going to have a lot of interesting things to watch. So, anyways, that's all I have for now. You can follow us tomorrow on SwiftChaseTeam.com on the live chase page, or TornadoVideos.net on their live chase page, and so you can check that out. Give us some views. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. I'm Swift Lead Forecaster Joseph Cooper.